Hello and welcome. We start with Nigeria. As the country grapples with a decades-long Islamist insurgency, a new threat has now come to light. Now help to Nigerian terrorists may be coming from thousands of miles away from Pakistan. Last week, Nigeria arrested 4 Pakistani nationals for alleged terror links. The arrests were made in Borno State, a hotbed of Nigeria's insurgent activity. Major General Abdulsalam Abubakar, theatre commander of anti-terror operations Hadin, revealed shocking details during a security briefing. He said that Pakistani mercenaries have been training Boko Haram and Islamic State terrorists. They have provided both tactical and strategic expertise. With their help, terror groups have become deadlier, using drones for surveillance and attacks, and making sophisticated IEDs and booby traps targeting soldiers. Now, Nigeria has been battling a 16-year insurgency in the northeast, led by Islamist militant group Boko Haram, and its offshoot, Islamic State West Africa Province. Tens of thousands have been killed or displaced. This year, both groups have seen a major resurgence after a period of relative calm. The arrest of Pakistani mercenaries now raises a bigger concern of cross-border terrorism. Pakistan-based terrorism may no longer be just a South Asian issue. It may now be spreading to Africa and beyond. Pakistan has long been accused of sponsoring terrorism. The most notorious Pakistani-based terror groups include Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed. Their primary target has been India. Most recently, Pakistani and Pakistani-backed terrorists attacked innocent tourists in India's Pahalgam, killing 26. In response, India launched Operation Sindoor, a series of coordinated strikes that eliminated around 170 terrorists across Pakistan. An all-party delegation from India has since been engaged in global outreach, including to African nations, seeking stronger international consensus against Pakistan-backed terrorism. Meanwhile, Nigerian army officials are now calling for urgent action, including stronger intelligence sharing, enhanced surveillance, and bolder regional cooperation. Nigeria's defense chief has called for complete fencing of the country's borders with all 4 neighboring nations, including Niger, Cameroon, Benin, and Chad. Now, this is to curb the infiltration of foreign fighters and armed groups. But as Pakistan-backed terrorism reaches Nigeria, is it time for a united global response? For more on this, we have with us Dr. Ambrose Igboke, an international affairs analyst, joining us live from Enugu in Nigeria. Thank you for being with us, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Alison, for having me on the show today.
What strategic interest would Pakistan or elements within it have in training or supporting terrorist groups like Boko Haram and ISWAP in Nigeria? Could this be a case of state negligence or non-state actors operating independently?
Well, 2 of them could be tied. The terrorists in northern Nigeria have been infiltrating the country from different axes, especially from the Sahel borders. They have been coming through Chad, they have been coming through Niger, they have infiltrated Nigeria, and they have been supported by terrorist organizations like Islamic State, like that is ISWAP, like the Al-Qaeda, and some other splinter terrorist groups coming from Libya and other parts of North Africa. And they have emboldened them with sophisticated weapons and tactical training. So it is very, very disappointing and surprising that we have people from faraway Pakistan, because before we were thinking we were just terrorists from North Africa that were coming into the country. But this is a frightening dimension that And in faraway Pakistan, people could actually come to train terrorists. So it brings out two issues. One, is it that the Pakistani government is not aware that its citizen is busy exporting terrorism to other parts of the world, especially in Nigeria? Or is it that non-state actors are committing terrorism? So in any case, it is a negligence of the government also of Pakistan to not to keep an eye on its citizens. So it is time to actually Nigerian government should engage with the Pakistani government to have some explanations to why this thing is happening, and to make sure that this does not repeat itself, because it's dangerous for Nigerian security, and it's dangerous for also our intergovernmental relationship, our diplomatic ties with Pakistan.
Absolutely. And how significant is the presence of foreign fighters, particularly from countries like Pakistan, in operations and training structures of Boko Haram and ISWAP? And what does this say about the transnational nature of these terror networks?
Well, Africa is a transit for small arms. So there have been a lot of proliferation of small arms in the African continent. And then they have been able to use those proliferation to cause a lot of wars. And that is why in Africa, we're always having wars one place or the other. We're always having Janjaweeds. We're always having splinter groups. We're always having terrorist groups, secessionist groups all across the continent. They're everywhere. They're in Ethiopia, they're in Somalia, they're Sudan, they're in Ethiopia, they're in Nigeria, everywhere. So it's because of the ability to move weapons across the African continent almost freely that emboldens them. And then creating sophisticated structures for these terrorists have enabled them to penetrate deep into many of the African countries. And they no longer operate from the fringes, but they've also been able to use sophisticated gadgets to infiltrate the countries deep into the hinterland. So this is a very dangerous phenomenon. We know that Pakistan is also a nuclear country. They have nuclear weapons, and this is very dangerous. If those kind of weapons get into the hands of terrorists, then we are going to be in very serious trouble. So the structure they are setting up is scary, and it should not be allowed. It should be dismantled, and countries should come together to ensure that this kind of terrorism is not exported.
Right. And Doctor, as you've mentioned there, with the reports of these weapons being smuggled almost freely and training provided by these Pakistani nationals, what implications does this have for Nigeria's counterterrorism strategy? And how should regional and international partners respond to this emerging threat nexus?
By now, I expected the Nigerian government, if it has not done so, maybe it has already done so, to have called the Pakistani ambassador to the country to answer some questions. Also, for the counter-terrorism, they should wrap up if there are already existing counter-terrorism cooperation between Nigeria and Pakistan. This is the time to wrap it up, and then also try to increase or enhance the capabilities and capacity of the international cooperation, bilateral security relationship between Nigeria and Pakistan. The idea is to ensure that these terrorists are stopped before they ever leave Pakistan to come over. It's a very dangerous activity, and it may threaten the relationship between Nigeria and Pakistan. And this relationship has been on for so many years.